Welcome to the 1Verse podcast.
All right, welcome to the 1Verse podcast, the number one podcast in the Metaverse. Tonight, before we even say that, I just wanted to say shout out, Big Zach. He wasn't with us the last episode. Welcome back. I'm Schilck, of course. This is NeoVerse. And we are 1Verse. We're interviewing, or not really interviewing, having a conversation with the one and only Creatress. She was at VidCon, and she was kind enough to learn more about Horizon Worlds and what this platform's all about and tell us her story. So what's up?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Pretty fun. Pretty cool so far. I don't know how to do the emojis. Y'all will have to teach me.
Just a thumbs up. Give it one thumbs up.
Your buttons, but take your hands. Actually, do a thumbs up on your controller.
Yeah, like pretend you're doing a thumbs up, like actually, and it'll push like those buttons, like the trigger.
Yep, that one too. Both the buttons.
There you go.
Yep,
right,
just like that.
Almost.
Did I do it?
But keep your thumb up.
Keep your thumb up. And keep your thumb up.
There you
There you go. So now, if you do those in both hands, you do this. So if you do it in both hands at the same time.
Gosh, that's the trick.
It's the double thumbs up.
Keep your thumbs up.
The double thumbs up.
There you
go.
go. There you go.
You got it.
And then the easiest one of them all is the confetti. You throw your arms up.
Oh.
Actually, like he said, a backflip.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Do a flip.
You gotta do a backflip. Actually,
backflip on the next course.
For sure, yeah. If I do it now, then I'll never get back in my chair.
Exactly. The podcast will be delayed.
But seriously, welcome to the 1Verse podcast, the number one podcast in the Metaverse. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to do this. My first podcast in the Metaverse I've ever been on. So thanks. This is a historic moment right now.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Imagine that, like, when you're big time in a year from now, you're going to be like, I remember those guys that I was having my first podcast with in the Metaverse. So
those little guys.
This one.
Yeah,
so
so
explain who you are, and how you got a VR headset and what you do in VR.
Oh, okay. Three things. Let me see if I can remember. First, who I am. I go by Creatress. My given name is Sarai. I'm a VR performance artist. What that means is I do performance art using virtual reality. I'm really a multidisciplinary artist, though. That's not my only thing. One other thing that I, kind of focus on right now is glass blowing. So I'm also the first female glass blower on the blockchain, on Ethereum blockchain anyway, soon to come to others.
That's pretty cool.
So how did I get a VR headset? I got it for Christmas, December 2020. And the third question was, I don't remember the third question.
Yeah, what do you do in VR? Like, how are you using your VR headset?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I use mainly Gravity Sketch. That's my favorite app. And I do 3D modeling. So creating sculptures, and then that evolved into creating sculptures in front of audiences, and casting from my headset to a screen behind me or a projector, so that the audience in front of me could see exactly what I saw in real time as I created these abstract sculptures. So that's what I mainly do now, is I perform at events and create sculptures in real time in front of audiences.
Damn, that's so awesome. I definitely want to get to the bottom, like, and how did you even evolve to that? Like, how did you even get into the whole Gravity Sketch performing in concerts or events? How did you even get to that?
Well, it was a little bit by accident, I guess, in a way. My friend JJ Love, she's amazing. She invited me to do some live painting at an event in New York during the week of NFT NYC 2021, right, last year. and back in November. So I said, sure, yeah, I can do that. I've done live painting before, oil or acrylic. Actually, I did acrylic. But when the organizers sent me like an email asking what I needed, I said, hey, I would need, canvas, paints, brushes, blah, blah, blah. But I could also do this other thing. If you guys have a projector and if you have Wi-Fi, I can bring my headset and do this thing. I kind of explained it. And they're like, okay, sure, that sounds good. Let's just go with that. And so I showed up and, we made it work. There were many technical difficulties. It was all live streamed. It was about an hour and a half, my longest performance. And yeah, but it worked out and it was fun. Yeah. So that's kind of how it worked out. And after that, I was like, that was super fun. I need to do it again. And then I started, putting it out there that I wanted to do more performances. And so, yeah, that kind of evolved. And now I've done about 12 so far.
That's dope.
Nice.
And I'm sure that hour and a half didn't feel like an hour and a half when you're in a VR having fun, right? I'm sure that felt like 30 minutes or something, right?
It was,
just went by quick.
I don't even know. I only stopped because I had to. They told me. I had other performers lined up who had to
drag you off stage.
Like, hey, you gotta stop. Stop.
You're like,
you
that's
can
enough.
stop. And you're like, no, I can't. I gotta keep going. Try and stop me.
It was fun though. It was fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So you always finish. So I think you kind of have to manage your time a little based on like what if it ends and you're not done, right? So how long does it usually take to make a sculpture?
Well, it depends on the type of sculpture. Depends on it depends on a lot. But for performances specifically, I work within the time allotted. So, during that NFT Me event, that was, they gave me almost an hour and a half. All the subsequent events have been about 30 minutes. So I started to make a playlist with, kind of like a slow build up and then, some like really kind of more exciting songs, I guess, at the end. And I know the order of the songs. I've listened to it. I've practiced, to it just to see how it sounds and how the flow goes. And so I kind of know when it's almost over. When my time's almost
You start like rushing towards the end a little bit sometimes?
Well, I think I just start kind of deciding what it's going to look like ultimately because the whole time I'm building upon this sculpture and I'll build something and then I'll build around it. And so it's like a hidden sculpture within it. And at the end, I kind of pull some stuff out. I turn off some layers. So sometimes there's like just layers that are completely hidden. So yeah, I just kind of have to start making those decisions near the end.
That's awesome.
That's
I
awesome.
really got to check out Gravity Sketch.
Yo, Gravity Sketch is
and like,
super
do you write
dope.
down the things that you want to sculpt, or is it like freestyle on the moment? You're like, this is what I'm feeling. I don't even know what it's going to be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for performance, like I said, it depends on the sculpture, right? For performance, yes, it's abstract, it's improv,
That's amazing.
it's translating and kind of like transmuting the energy in the room. So they say, like, like your heart is like the most powerful electromagnetic, organ in your body. And so it emits this kind of field that can be measured up to about 6 feet from you. So, and depending on your mood, it changes the frequency of your heartbeat, right? And that you're emitting. So if you think that, it affects other people, which it does, just like sound waves affect you. I try to tap into that type of energy while I'm up there. Because there's so many people in the room usually. There's people, some people are laughing, some people are cheering, some people are, I don't know, just drinking and having a conversation or dancing. Then there's the music. So there's a lot going on. And then my own energy, right, which is usually like really excited and a little bit of adrenaline rush, when I'm up there. So, so that's what I'm doing. I'm like translating that and what I feel moment to moment into a shape or a sound not a sound, a shape or a color or a texture or a repeating pattern. And yeah, in Gravity Sketch.
That's dope.
I would love to see that. When are you coming to Vegas?
You know, oh my gosh. Okay, I finally got to the point where I had to turn down an event, and it was in Vegas. They asked me to do something on the 18th, or was it the 17th? But I'm flying to New York on the 17th. So I couldn't do it.
I don't blame you.
Soon, because they said they have something in August, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or was it July? I don't know. I'll keep you in mind for when Vegas pops up.
Nice. Heck yeah. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
So, so most of these arts that you create is based off your energy. So that means that you're a very energy-based person. Like you could base on what the mood, the energy, the vibe is in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And the music also has a lot to do with it. Sometimes I really hone in on the beat or like a certain sound, you know.
Right.
I really want to find a song with like really good horns or trumpets, because I feel like I could make a cool trumpet shape and like repeat it. So I'm gonna try to find one for my next.
So it's pretty much all about the ambiance.
Yeah,
the ambiance with the vibe.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. That's fire. I like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's so cool to me is like you're a translator in a way. Like the way you describe it, like you're not even hearing anything. What you're doing is you're here and you're just feeling the energy and you're translating that feeling into a visual piece for everybody to see. It's kind of a crazy way to think about it. You are literally communicating with us what you're feeling. It's amazing.
I mean, that's kind of the best way that I think it makes it a more unique experience, because I think of it almost as a collaboration with everyone who's in the room. Another thing that I haven't mentioned is sometimes I write stuff into there, and so a couple people in the room, I'll write their name in the sculpture, and the way I have everything mirrored, right? So I'll write the name, I'll turn it around so that it's like reading up, right, long ways, and then I come and join it with its twin. So then it just looks like a really cool design, but it's usually someone significant who's in the room, you know, a couple people at least. So there's always that kind of memory of like who was there. So I try to make it as collaborative as almost like improv in the moment type of thing.
Like interactive with the crowd type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That is cool. I like that.
But so before we get any deeper to this conversation, I do want to ask, like, since it is your first time in Horizon, like we usually ask our guests, like, what was your first initial, like, experience, like your first initial thought once you jumped in here, by the way?
Yeah, I liked it. You know, I'm more used to going into alt space. This was my first time in here, and yeah, I mean, the graphics are a little bit more, you know, polished, and you know, the builds are pretty cool. I've been into some amazing builds over in alt space, so it's hard to you know, compete. But
it's different.
No, they definitely have better builds though, because it's all PC imported, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but they have a lot more tools than we do.
Yeah, it's Unity and Blender, and so it's not just the World Creator, which honestly I kind of prefer that they have the World Creator here. I you know, I played around with it a little bit. I didn't watch the tutorial, so it wasn't super easy for me, but I you know, I figured it out.
Sink or swim.
But yeah, it was cool. I like that. They don't have that in alt space, and I am not into Unity or Blender yet, although I have them installed. Just haven't, you know.
It's very different. Yeah, it's very different because it's very PC based, right? Like you create in PC, so it's not like you're building like immersively
with your
like
hands
here.
Right.
Gravity Sketch, exactly. You know, so you'll probably see some similarities from Gravity Sketch and here whenever you enter building, because it's kind of like, oh, I'm building inside the metaverse and the VR space. It's 3-dimensional. It's like almost with your hands. compared to
I
all
definitely
spaces
wanna
like
try
all
it.
PC.
I'm gonna get in
Yeah.
there and build out at least something small. I mean, I'm already kind of editing that like basic world they give you at the beginning.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah.
my initial thoughts is pretty cool. You know, like I said, the graphics look better than the other metaverses I've tried,
Any
except
pretty much
Decentraland,
all of them.
maybe. Well, Decentraland, yeah, even Decentraland looks a little more voxely for sure.
And that's
Yeah.
not in
So
VR
yeah,
even.
More like Minecrafty
and
for
it's
sure.
yeah, I don't think it's in
And
VR
Sandbox.
either.
And
Sandbox, I
Sandbox.
haven't been in Sandbox actually.
It's very
How is
boxy.
it?
They're all boxy and they're all still in PC. They're not like
Okay.
fully Metaverse
VR,
adapted
yeah.
like this, you know.
Yeah. See, that's why I haven't tried them because I don't have a PC. So
Yeah.
one day, maybe one day.
You're not gonna
And
need
that's
it
what
one
makes
day actually.
Horizon.
All you need is this.
That's what makes Horizon unique. Like Horizon's the only one of its kind that has the world creations inside the VR headset.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
there's
that's
no
their
other
best.
one.
Yeah, there's
And
the best quality for
monetization
me
now
so
on
far.
top of that as well. So like you get to
Mhm.
create, but now you have monetization. So everything that you create is pretty much an NFT in the space, and you can
It's
monetize
like a reel
that.
almost. You
So
can
you could
monetize
sell your
reels
whole
on IG.
space if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, if you find a buyer,
Can
yeah.
you
You,
just duplicate it and make it a new space and sell that?
Yeah.
you,
You can just
you can,
duplicate
yeah,
it and sell it.
yeah.
Or you can
Cool.
say this is a one-on-one and then give it to them and delete it, and then they'll have the one-of-one that they can duplicate infinitely. So with builders, if you want to sell the world your first time, I would make it like the most expensive because that person could start a business and start reselling your world because they own it now. So
Wow.
if you
Right.
ever
Yeah,
want
that
to
makes
give away
sense.
a world or sell it, make sure it's super high at least the first time, because once there's two of them, it's going to be saturated.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense. Cool.
Like pretty
Yeah,
much everything that you
I don't
see,
know how.
pretty
Yeah.
much everything you see is kind of like technically an NFT in the space. Since you're creating
Yeah.
it from scratch, this mic could be an NFT. This little board thing could be an NFT. This table could be an NFT. But it's kind of like the new evolution of what NFT is, right? Because you know how NFT is a non-fungible token. It's all like just a picture, right? It doesn't have like a real like asset base, kind of like what, well, at least in this space, like
Well,
you
I
get
mean,
to
my NFTs
feel
are
like you
3D
have it.
objects, so it's a little for me. It's you know, like I know what you're saying, but
Yeah. How do you
know.
NFT it?
Well, you upload a GLB or a FBX file, and you know
Sorry.
it's viewable in the 3D viewer on OpenSea, Foundation, on Origin. Honestly, most of the marketplaces have
That's cool.
you know, support 3D files at this point. So,
But that's the
because
thing, though.
that's what I do. Yeah.
So the part that I was saying is, so they get that 3D file, but it's still like a picture. They're looking at a 3D picture, right?
No, it's a 3D object that you can turn around and zoom in on and all that.
Right. But that's two-dimensional, right? It's like all on your phone. You could like turn it around and into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was saying here. The difference is with the NFTs in here, like you could actually feel like you could grab the NFT. You could be part of the
4D.
NFT. So it's
Got
fifth
it.
dimensional. So that's like the
How do you
interesting
mint
part
them?
about this part.
They have that. You just click publish. But with yours, can you upload that
Yeah.
file into
Oh.
the VR set and experience the sculpture?
Yeah, you could.
You could with yours. Oh, that's cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically, what kind of files are these? Are these FBX files that you're
I don't-
creating?
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
Because they're all
Yeah, we
made in
don't-
here. Yeah, so it's
So
not
there's no
it's not
like
it's not like
NFTs
anything's
here. There's no
imported.
things that are called NFTs here, but we kind of have them because we create something and we can sell it to people. Or there's a monetization tool where you can press a button, donate to the world, or buy an object to interact with. So a lot of people, they'll have like a logo. If you pay $4.99, you'll get the logo appearing over your head when you walk
What
into the
logo?
world. So like any logo I could make.
Whoever the creator is, it depends whoever the creator. There's a lot of them, but yeah, essentially it's all gonna be called NFTs. when like they do like the full release. But like that's the cool part about the space. I don't know. Did you get to take her to the Kobe world with Golden Hands or the Mandalorian by any chance?
Oh yeah,
you did. So see that kind of right there. That's kind of like that's like a whole like first like immersive NFT experience, like the Kobe. Like that's like something that you could like mint in a blockchain and put it in there as a 3D, but then also like whoever purchases it gets an access to fully immerse themselves and experience it after they're in first person, like there in Horizon Worlds. So that's like a perfect like new evolution to like NFT to make it a little bit more tangible,
100%. 100%.
So that's fun. That's a cool thing about the space for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if I could bring in one of my sculptures fairly easily. Yeah. But there
sure
importing? Can you import stuff into it?
Not JPEGs or other files. You have to create what you see.
Yeah, at least not yet.
Because I would have to recreate one of my sculptures.
You'd have to recreate it, yeah.
That's ooh, yeah. I don't know if I have time.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah,
I'll think about it. I'll look into it.
Maybe you could create something new though.
Yeah, you could create a different type of sculpture.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I probably will do that. I'll let you guys know when I come in and do that. And if you guys want, you could record if you want, or just give input. I mean, it'll be the first, I guess, impromptu sculpture made in here. Probably, I don't know.
We can even show you how to build.
Yeah,
we can even show you how to build.
Tips. How you brought into this now. At VidCon, I saw multiple other people that did live sculptures with you. Did you create this kind of atmosphere or club? Or did you just meet people who were doing the same thing live and you guys were all like, we're doing this idea?
No, we actually all were kind of chosen by the REM 5 VR people, so that place is just made for VR experiences. They have a bunch of different like areas where you can go in there and play different VR games. So they set up the whole event with a few other sponsors, and they had like Flexies and the Eternal Royals, and I can't remember who else, but they had like a DJ that was like DJing, I think, in alt space, and then there at the party, like at the same time. So he had his like headset on, he had like a monitor behind him of his view, so you could see him in like the VR world, which was pretty cool. That was happening at the same time as my performance. And after my performance, they had a VR painter. So he was in, I think Vermilion is the name of the app. And he was painting, like literally like grabbing paints and just like painting on a canvas. And then this girl, I'm so bad at handles, sorry, but she was also creating this like kind of environment. It was really cool. And then they had a 3D artist who was doing it on a monitor and just like a computer. So they just rounded all us up, and we were walking around VidCon, and I happened to run into them like that day before that night. And so he introduced everybody because we're all like VR nerds. And we all went to this, it was a session. It was called Oculus Sculpting Session. And so I went, and I can't remember his name, of course, but an artist, a 3D artist, was up there. And I think he was in, I don't remember the name, maybe Adobe Medium. Is there a VR app for that? He was sculpting something, and he made like a banana with like some glasses
Bob.
in the middle. Maybe Bob. I don't know. I'm very bad at names.
He did a performance. Yeah, he's gonna come on our. I posted him on Instagram. He's Joy.
Does he wear cool glasses?
Joy. The yellow Joy. It's Joy.
Yes. Yeah.
I watched his live performance. Yeah, he's gonna be on the podcast too.
He was like sitting up there, right on the stage. He was sitting and talking. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Yep, I was there with the rest of the VR crew that you might have run into as well. So.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. That's how I'm.
Man, I wish I would have gone.
Yeah, seriously. Same. So, how was the VidCon experience for you overall?
Oh, it was amazing. Honestly, from the first day I got there, it was awesome. I had roommates. I was roommate with Tracy Lee, who's a really cool photographer and just leader in the space. Kriyaki Chanakas, who is also, she's amazing. She's also a leader in the space. She runs a podcast as well called
nice.
She's all over the place. Yeah, she's really sweet. You guys should meet her. And then Cass Vegas, who's also she's like a huge community leader and like strategist. She works with Huxley and a bunch of other cool projects. But yeah, so we were all together. So we, kind of went to different events together. Went to a women's event and actually a women's event before the opening party. And Gary showed up there randomly.
I saw
like no
those
one knew he was
highlights.
coming. Yeah, he just posted that, I think, today. Or maybe they posted it. Anyway, it was really cool. It was really... yeah, they were there. And what are they called? It was like Women's VDAO or something. Be Women.
Yeah.
Although they just rebranded. So, yeah, it was really cool. That was just day one. And then, went to the actual opening party, waited in line for a long time. But got to hang out with my friend Joe Bradley. So that was fine. It was like, we got to talk about everything. And got to meet Gary at the end. Went to this really cool opening party that night, thrown by JDM Labs, my friend Mikey. And who shows up but Beeple randomly.
Oh,
and
you were chilling with him.
Yeah,
Damn,
it was so random, but it was, it made sense because it was a really cool party. Like, to be honest, it was really fun.
It just came out on Impulsive.
What?
Yeah.
It just came out on Impulsive in an episode with Logan Paul.
Impulsive podcast.
People.
Yeah.
Oh,
like a couple of days ago.
I haven't seen it. That's cool. Yeah, he did a podcast with my friend Sal DeGuardia. So my friend Sal had like a whole podcast set up in one of the rooms in that mansion. Yeah, he's with Crypto Radio Network, which is like a syndicated radio show. And I've actually been on his show, but he was there recording while the party was happening. So when he heard that Beeple was there, I think, he must have asked his wife to go and ask him if he would come record. And so on the way there, his wife saw me and she's like, "Hey, Creatress, come. I'm going to ask Beeple if he'll come be on the podcast with Sal right now." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so we went in there to the room where he was and kind of just like, inched our way over and asked. And he was like, "Okay, where now?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's just like the other room." And it was like from here to like,
cool.
the entrance over there. And so, yeah, that worked out. And so then Sal and my friend Joe Bradley and Nick, God, I forget his last name. All three of them were sitting there. Joe and Nick were getting interviewed by Sal, and then we come in with people, and they just kind of squeezed them in there, and all three of them kind of interviewed them. It was really cool, and that was just the first day. That was literally like the opening, like the pre-day.
It was
damn that. They fucking hitting home runs and shoot them buckets right away, huh? Just straight up buckets right away.
I'll tell you, my first freaking day, my wife and I were walking. It was the day before. My wife and I were walking, and we see a couple sitting on the curb. And the best part about VCon is the culture. You could just walk up to everybody and say hi, regardless of knowing them or not. So I just walked up to the couple because I was with my wife and was like, "Hi." And it turned out it was Amber Vittoria and her husband, which was cool.
Oh.
And her husband grew up with Gary V's brother, AJ. And this was like as soon as we get there, and I'm like, "What the heck? This is awesome." And then I waited in that giant line to go to the welcome party, and I was chilling with this guy in line or walking to the place. He got cut and just instantly in. His name's Rob. He grew up with Gary.
Wow.
And I was just chilling with the guy. And then all of a sudden, Gary's mom comes right up next to me and grabs Rob by the freaking arm and pulls him in. And I'm stuck there. We waited in line for like 2 more hours.
Jesus.
Damn.
My gosh.
Yeah,
I got there
funny.
early enough that I was only in line, I want to say, for 30 minutes, if that.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good. Yeah, we had to be there early because actually, shout out to the VDAO, who got me access to VCon. It was pretty cool. They kind of like gathered tickets that people weren't using but didn't want to sell, and kind of matched it up with people who didn't have VCon tickets. So,
That's cool.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's what I was hoping for, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they had any extras, but you gotta hit them up next year. If
and that's the thing, though. I actually did have like a few friends there that had probably like 2 or 3 extra, but I didn't like connect the two and be like, hey, the ticket to go. You know, it was kind of like within like a couple of days of like it all happening. I was like, oh, wait a minute. He has a ticket. He has like 2 or 3 because he has the, what is that NFT, that safe goat, gift goat.
The gift goat.
So he gets,
but you
like
only get one with the gift goat. You only get one ticket with the gift goat.
But he has like a couple more stuff.
Yeah.
That he has like 2 to 3 tickets. I'm like, damn it. If I would have known, you know, like he told me, it was like, bro, I would have got you. And I'm like, oh wow, that's just happening. Day 1 is happening. It's already happening, day 1. And then he was like, bro, if I would have known, I would have got you. I'm like, fuck, dude. Fuck.
Next year.
For sure. Yeah, you gotta put it out there.
Epic. It was probably the best con.
It will happen. It will happen for sure. If anything, it will bring him here.
There's gonna be at least 3 VCons, so yeah.
Yeah. So you were not an official performer of VCon, correct?
No, not this year, but that's on my to-do list for next year.
Yeah, next year I was gonna say I hope that we see you as a side stage event or even a main stage event. Who knows, right?
Yeah, 100%.
If it's in the same place or if somewhere's different, I'm gonna go. That's what I was just telling these boys.
Same place. Yeah.
I was like, I want 1Verse to be a speaker on a panel talking about podcasting in the metaverse,
or even doing a podcast there as people come in as well,
or doing a podcast there too. Yeah,
yes.
We could bring an extra VR headset, and we could have somebody put on the VR headset,
and then have like a back screen, kind of like how you do your art that shows what you're doing.
Yeah,
kind of like show the people how it looks like being in the metaverse doing a podcast.
It would be your
so kind of like showing that whole like realism, right? The real world mixed with the digital. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be fire. That's evolution.
Oh my gosh, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll just do a couple interviews. And then you guys can do the rest of it. Because, oh my gosh, it was so busy. Like, I can't imagine having a booth anywhere and having to be in the same place for like 8 hours or whatever. But, you know, I could pop in for an hour every day or something and do an interview for you guys. But yeah, you guys should really reach out to VCon and, you know, maybe propose it as a media idea, because I know so Crypto Radio Network, my friend Sal's I guess radio show, they were like an official kind of stationary thing at Miami NFT Week, and they did multiple podcast recordings while they were there. They also did a podcast or a radio show recording at San Diego NFT Con, where I performed, and then where they had me on their show. And they literally were set up in this kind of like quieter media area within the event. And they had, their mics set up. Everybody had, like headphones. And then we were able to record. And he had, like a whole list of speakers that he did little podcasts with. I think maybe 15 minutes long, but you guys could totally probably do that and then do a collab with VCon.
And we don't even need the whole thing. We just need our VR headsets. There's no, like you said, you're going to have to supply me paint, brushes, canvas, right? And then you're like, or I could just bring this Oculus and I can do it all with nothing but a projector.
Yeah, or one of those screens, because they have plenty of those screens all over the place. Like those smart screens that they just roll up. So they could just roll that up. I mean, honestly, like in the gaming section, did you go in the gaming area? Because they have computers and they have these chairs there already set up. So if you just roll up into one of those little corners of the gaming section, just bring the Oculus, of course, and maybe a laptop. If you even need it, because they have those those computers there. So I don't know. I think it's totally possible. And yeah, I'm happy to jump in and do one or two for you guys if that happens. But I don't see why they wouldn't. Who else could do it? There's not that many other podcasts.
And nobody knows about this. That's the best part. I'm going to tell you from my honest experience. I talked to a lot of people. I had a barcode on my shirt and I was talking about the podcast every chance I got. Nobody, maybe like one person knew about it and his friend owned Soapstone. But besides that, nobody knew what Horizon Worlds was.
What's Soapstone?
Comedy club.
That's exactly. It's a comedy club. It's the biggest
comedy club
world in Horizon Worlds.
So literally a comedy club that you could go to in this space and experience a comedy club like you would in real life, but in this space. And there's one of those guys were there.
It's the performer.
He
the
just
comedian
built
is
it,
like
but
avatar?
they get comedians. They get comedians to come in and do performances.
As their avatar. So they're wearing a headset and talking. Hilarious. Okay, let me know when that's happening. This. I would like to try it.
We should check out the. I don't know. We should. I'll take you to the. I'll take you to the Soapstone after this if you got a little bit of time to kind of like check out the world and you could get the idea of how it is. Maybe there is some people in there right at the moment when we go doing some comedy on stage through the VR.
That's cool.
Who knows?
Yeah, I would love to try that.
But yeah, the point was nobody knew about this app when that whole conference is supposed to be about a very innovative topic. Metaverse was the freaking flare word all over the place, and nobody knew about this Metaverse. It was just so surprising.
And it's crazy because this is honestly like the number one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Compared to everything. But in terms of like socializing and merging reality to digital and digital to reality, 100%. I get when it comes to like blockchain, it's not there yet, but it will be there.
Yeah. Well, it's only a matter of time. So yeah, I'm excited you guys, got me on here finally. And I'm definitely going to try to build my own world, at least just to try it, just to get familiar with the world builder tools.
Yeah. I'd like us to kind of like
we can
build
show you
relationship and help you. Yeah. Like that's why we know all the big names of Horizon Worlds. It's a very small community. So like we can definitely get you your name, your brand, everything out there because we want to make sure you succeed here. Because if you succeed here, which honestly, you're going to just succeed with your sculpting. Like it's just only going to make us look better. So we want you to win so bad.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Like I said, next time I come in here, I'll ping you guys and ask you all the noob questions about how to do stuff. And we could live stream it. I tested it earlier. I really just recorded. I didn't actually live stream. But if I cast from here to my computer, I can live stream from my StreamYard to
OBS,
like Twitter and YouTube and Facebook.
You use OBS and then live stream it to any other platform.
Yeah, I don't use OBS, but I think it's similar. It's pretty similar.
Similar,
you choose what screen you want to share. So we could do that next time if you want, and you guys can give me a little tutorial on whatever you know.
I'm always in build mode.
Yeah, we're both builders. Cool. We build in here.
That's amazing.
We got a couple.
I don't know. I don't know pretty much anything, so it's perfect.
That's great.
I figured out how to delete stuff. Did figure that out.
That's important. Super
Did you
important.
figure out how to go giant to really small?
I did. I did notice you could pull on like the several different, like the blue. I think was the.
Oh, you're talking about the object like snapping points.
See, I don't know. I was just playing with it.
Yeah.
Figure out. I didn't watch the tutorial.
There's a lot to learn, but
I never watched the tutorial either.
I watched it.
Yeah, I didn't.
I never watched it. The tutorial.
The only tutorials I watched was on scripting. That was pretty much the only tutorials that I've watched.
Yeah, so when I saw the scripting thing, I was like, I better just not even touch that.
Don't worry about that yet.
Yeah, that thing is next level. That's advanced shit right there, for real. I
just made a script yesterday and it looks ridiculous. Like it's just like 70 lines of stuff. It doesn't make sense to me either, but I did it.
Nice. Okay, you'll be the script expert.
They don't really. They have like pre-made templates. I feel like right, and you like drag the pre-made template, and then you rearrange them to create a function that you want. It's pretty trippy.
Yeah.
One day we'll get into
its own little language.
We'll do a live stream for that too, because I'm sure that'll be a good learning experience for other people.
Yeah,
I try to live stream like as often as possible, just because I feel like this may be normal for us or semi-normal. But like if someone was watching like the screen capture of this, they'd probably be seeing something they've never seen before.
You should be screen capturing this then. That would be cool.
I just feel like my headset's pretty full of stuff already.
Yeah.
But I did take a little bit. I did take like a minute at the very beginning when I was waiting for you guys.
Well, we have the video. We're screen recording. We're good.
Yeah.
And this one's screen recording right here too. This is the camera right there.
What up, Schilck? You don't look like me. You're not the real Schilck, even though you're the .eth, which .eth is important.
That is important.
.eth.
Very important.
.eth. Saraimc.eth.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, though. Like, let the viewers know on Spotify and YouTube, who are you? What's your background? What got you involved into this space of designing, creating, blockchain, NFTs? You know, give us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, well, I was born in Mexico. So I actually was born and raised in Rosarito, which is in Baja, which essentially is Southern California, but on the Mexico side. It technically all used to be Mexico, really, even where I am now, California. But that's another story. So, yeah, I have always been creative. I started art school in 2009 when I was 18, just right out of high school. Art was kind of the only career I could imagine actually enjoying and enjoying studying, right? So yeah, it took me a while, but I finished and I learned so many different art forms. And I just never really tried to monetize my art. I was always just experimenting and learning new things. So then came January 2021. I got on Clubhouse, literally January 2nd. And I started learning about NFTs in various rooms. There was NFT tips, all these huge, clubs that started up, and people were talking about NFTs day and night. All day, I was there when the apes minted, and I decided I was not boring, so I would not be investing about $700 into that.
Yeah, I heard about that too, and I was like, "Nah, that's not worth it. That's one of those scams Gary was talking about."
Well,
was it the Bored Ape?
Scam, but
wait. Was it the Bored Ape
thing?
Yeah,
for $700.
It was it's how much.
Oh my god.
And I was like, this is a little too culty. Like everybody in the room had it. I'm like, come on, guys, I'm not doing that. And I didn't have ETH at the time. So like maybe if I had the ETH already in my wallet, I would have been like, all right, F it, but I didn't. So I would have had to go put money into my Coinbase, buy ETH, and like it was just too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's how I learned about it. That's how I learned about NFTs. And so that kind of seemed like the perfect kind of storm after a couple months of learning. I was like, you know what? Let me try this. I have tons of art. I've been making art, accumulating art for years, right? This is what I went to school for. Let's give it a shot. So that's how.
Damn.
So
that's cool.
Well, what did you go to school for? Like what art specifically? Like
it's called studio art is the major, which means any artwork that can be made in a studio. And that includes a virtual studio, even though I don't think they meant for that to be included when they made the major. But it is now for sure. So I studied jewelry making, sculpture, video installation, ceramics, glass, like torch work, right? With a torch. making small beads and like little glass things. Glass fusing, where you know, cut glass and put it in a kiln, melt it into each other, or slump it.
Yeah.
And then I learned glass blowing, where you actually, you know, take the pipe and, you know, like blow into it and make like a bubble, and then you can make vessels and stuff like that. What else did I do? Oh, performance art. I also did a little bit of theater, and yeah, oil painting, of course, drawing, life drawing, where, you know, you have the live models and you only have a certain amount of time because they get tired of posing, and
right,
you know,
right.
watercolor, just basic stuff. But my grandmother also showed me how to do butterfly mounting. She would take the you know, like dead butterflies and rehydrate them, open them up, and pin them into frames and make like really cool like pictures and stuff. And so the butterfly symbol is a reoccurring symbol in my work. And yeah, I think I answered the question. Sorry.
That's fire. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so all types, to answer your question. Like every kind of art I can get my hands on, I will most likely try it.
All right. So now that you could do all kind of art, what is your most favorite art?
Well, I guess my current favorite has to be, you know, the VR performance art.
Is that what you feel like more natural at? Like more like of you?
Yeah, I think, you know, because it includes so many elements, like the music, the people. I like to, you know, see people here and there, not all the time. But, you know, it happens about once a month or once every 2 months. So it's kind of a perfect kind of pace for me. And so, yeah, it includes people, music, you know, being really present in the moment and kind of, I don't know, really feeling that energy. All of that is just really cool. And then my very, very close second is glass blowing, because it's almost like a sport. It's like a art sport to me. And so is kind of VR performance, because I dance a little bit while I'm there, and I do get warm. Like at the end, I'm like usually like pretty warm. But glass blowing, you're hot, you're like sweating, you know, constantly.
Literally.
You have to take a break and like go outside and like breathe every so often. So it is very like a sport, and I'm an athlete, or, you know, I don't do that much now. But I have this surplus of energy that I think glass blowing, you know, makes you use, because you have to pay attention and you have to, you know, and then VR performance too, because it's just like everybody's watching you all of a sudden and everything has to go right, and you really have to tap in and like listen and feel. So yeah, they're both like right up there for me.
And glass blowing is actually pretty dope. Like I actually watched what is a Netflix little series that made like 2 seasons of the glass blower. That thing is so I didn't expect it, but I was really into it. It is like a sport, it's a challenge, you know?
For sure. Yeah. It's
mixed with creativity and everything. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You don't even need to go to a smoke shop. Like that's the biggest benefit, right? You know,
for sure.
Break your bong when you're done and build a new one.
For sure. I actually made something that you could smoke out of on accident. It was really cool. But yeah, anyway, I don't have that sculpture anymore, but it was fun. It was fun. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could learn how to make one. I've been wanting to get like a really cool torch setup. But it's on my to-do list. It's just, there's so many things to do, and you got to be careful with the whole, you know, you got to get like gas tanks and so much stuff. So I'm just sticking with the VR for now.
VR is the future.
Yeah.
The Metaverse in general is the future.
Yeah, VR, AR. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
What do you usually blow?
What do you mean?
Well, what do you usually glass blow?
Yeah, I've done Neo,
That's how you
Neo he can't stop laughing. That's hilarious.
So you really blow, don't
I just
you?
made cups, really.
What do you say? Sorry.
Somebody mute Neo.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
No.
This is funny though.
Are you okay?
It was
Neo?
an honest, like, did not
A
mean
little bit.
to say it badly. Like,
Take
we
a
were
breath,
on
take a
topic,
breath.
right?
No, you're hilarious.
That shit is funny as hell.
With you guys.
So,
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think Isaac's like doing the breathing thing.
Yeah.
Is that what he's doing?
Usa.
Okay. So
Zen.
back to the glass blowing. Cups. I've made cups. I've made like a little pitcher with a handle. I've made bowls. I've made a pumpkin. That actually, pumpkin's coming to the blockchain very soon. That might be my first Solana thing, actually.
Ooh, Solana currency blockchain. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Either that. Here's my top 3: Solana, Near, or Algorand.
So why Near?
I've never heard of any of those besides.
No,
Solana.
I definitely I know Solana.
I
I've
thought
always
you guys
talked
were-
about Solana. I told you that.
Yeah.
Solana is
Yeah,
definitely in my
about
bucket,
Solana.
and Algo is also in my bucket list. But Near, why Near?
Well, Near is really cool, and they hosted one of my performances during
Oh, that's
East
cool.
Denver, and also my DAO is on Near. So I started the Creatress DAO a couple of months back, and it's on the Near protocol. So that's also what I like. I like Near. It's easy. They made it really easy to start a DAO and to run it, and so yeah. And I haven't made any NFTs on there, so I want to give it a shot. And
Nice.
you know, I think it would be the first like glass blown thing on Solana, if not
Yeah.
at least the first female work. My friend Pong is also a glass blower, and he's minted work on Solana. I'm not sure if it's got a physical glass piece with it. It might just be a photo of his glass work with other stuff. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But he's not on Near, that's for sure. And I don't think he's on Algorand either. So
Nice.
you guys heard the alpha here. Don't tell anybody. I'm working on it.
We're telling the whole world about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I better hurry up and do this before you publish the podcast.
Exactly. Right.
So you got 2 days. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We can't see you, Neil. What the heck? Why'd you disappear?
Yeah.
He's
But yeah,
tweeting it right now.
He's tweeting
That's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's
But
in
yeah,
love with Twitter
stay
now.
tuned for
Yeah.
that.
So
Wait, why
you
is she
are
not charging?
big into crypto.
I'm not big into crypto. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That sounds funny. I don't have that much
What,
crypto,
crypto?
you know. I don't know if I would say I'm big into crypto. That makes it sound like you're a whale or something.
Yeah, I just mean like you do you believe in crypto? Do you really think that this is
Mhm.
going to be the way, or are you still sticking with the $100 bills?
Oh, it's the way, but I mean, I still like $100 bills.
Oh, yeah. The nice crisp
sure?
snap when you.
Yeah. I'm down for both. So on my press kit, if anybody watching is listening to this later on, it's on my link tree. But my press kit basically has all the information about what I do in terms of my performance. And at the bottom, it's got my rates, right? And depending on what type of performance you want, it's a different rate. And I have it there in dollars and in Ethereum. And every so often, I have to go in there and like change the Ethereum, right? Because the prices on Ethereum are going down, right? Or sometimes they
Yeah.
go up. But yeah, I'm open to getting paid in either one. I do believe in both.
So is this your full-time only job?
Well, I guess you could say it is. I'm also a mom, so that kind of feels like more of my full-time job. But I think this is a close second.
Yeah. But this is how you make your living.
Yeah. They don't really pay for being a mom these days.
Yeah. I don't think anybody
like
does.
so just the events. So like I'm just trying to really dig deep
Mhm.
into like, of course, not all your finances, but like what business model you have so you can sustain yourself and do what you want.
Yeah, so mainly, no, of course. And, I won't say that I make like full-time income by any means. Although I don't really, I guess, put in 40 hours a week. Although sometimes it seems like it because I'll be on spaces just listening and learning. But I consider that more of a research time than working. But anyway, so I get, different revenue from, there's the NFT sales. So after I do my performance, I mint the sculpture as an NFT, and it's added to my sculpture. Huh?
One of one.
One of one. Yeah, mainly. Okay. Although I'm now exploring with additions, like small additions, like 10 at the most. Okay. And so yeah, after every performance, I have 1 or 2 sculptures that I can mint and sell. So that's one revenue. The other one is I have a pretty big collection of other work, like some 2D work, that I've made on Procreate. Nice. And I also have my extrasolar butterfly collection. So that was my first collection that I ever made, kind of my Genesis collection. And so that is 11 different extrasolar butterflies. And so, I have that collection as well as the VR performance collection. And then there's the actual performance fee, but that's kind of separate than the NFT sale. So there's that. And then, I do a little bit of collecting and flipping sometimes when it makes sense too. So I think I've made just about as much collecting and flipping as I have just with my art sales.
That's amazing.
Yeah, if not more, honestly. Like, I'm speaking at NFT NYC next week, and when I was making my slideshow, because they ask you to make like a slideshow and send it to them so they can put it on the stage when you're talking. And as I was making it, the last page was unofficial sponsors of the Mariposa Dreams tour, because that's what my tour is called. And Mariposa. I had about like 8 sponsors on there that are unofficial, but the number one, and shout out to this project, was My BFF. Have you guys heard of that?
I think so. Is it like a big company?
My BFF?
Yeah, it's called My BFF. It was started by I think it's Britt Morgan and God, I can't remember the other lady's name right now. But they have a whole board, they have like Mila Kunis and Gwyneth Paltrow and Randy Zuckerberg on there. And they're all kind of like advisors for this project. And it's called My BFF. It's all about like best friends and like, women kind of joining together and learning and stuff like that. And so anyway, they hosted an event. It was a YouTube live event for people to learn about Web3, open up their wallet, and sign up for their first airdrop ever. And so I went to that. I signed up for the airdrop. I got this friendship bracelet. About 2 weeks later, they were up to like 0.5, like half an ETH for this bracelet that I was airdropped for going to this YouTube live. Damn. Yeah. And so I actually sold it, which, in retrospect, maybe I should have held it a little longer, but I sold it and I used the money to go to ETH Denver, actually. So they kind of like, in a way, sponsored my Denver performance that I did at the Near Protocol. Because for that one, I didn't get paid. So I actually did a lot of free performances to kind of build up my portfolio. And that was one of them. So they sponsored that trip. And then another thing happened. I won a giveaway on Twitter. So for anyone watching who's new to this, some giveaways are legit. Oh, Jesus. Do join the legit giveaways on Twitter. You might win something. So I won another bracelet. Cool. What? The bracelets at this point were about an ETH at this point. Oh my gosh. I won the second one.
You won an ETH on Twitter.
I'm serious. I know I need to make a reel about this because I feel like I don't tell people enough. But here's the thing. The bracelets were going up and I was watching the chart and I knew that My BFF was going to drop their PFP project. And the only way you could get one, the only way you could mint one is if you had a bracelet. So the bracelet, people were going to have like multiple like raffles to be able to buy the things until they ran out, essentially. And if they didn't mint them out, then the public would be able to mint. So, I mean, so they were pretty cool tokens to have. But it got to a point where the bracelet was 1.7 ETH, 1.7. And I was like, I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. So I sold it. And
that's a good
yeah,
thing.
I sold it. The top turned out to be
sure it's a good thing?
9. I was at 0.2.
You sure that's a good thing? Because it
I
could
was
be like
0.2
10
away
ETH
from
in
the
the future.
very top. What?
You can re-get it, but right now it's tanked, so it's a
'Cause
good decision.
Right now it's at 0.3.
Yeah, but that's okay though. But what if in a year or in a couple months like it hits like 5 ETH or 10?
Well, I could buy one now at 0.3, and that still leaves me with like a 1.4 profit. So that's but I'm not going to do that right now because I actually just spent my ETH on my New York trip.
Wow.
But I think that's a good investment, into my career because I'll be performing there multiple times. So like I said, my BFF is like the biggest unofficial sponsor of my tour because now I've made, over 2 ETH and I've reinvested that immediately pretty much into going and performing more. So that's awesome. I give them huge props for that.
So you're investing it back
to yourself. He wanted to cheer for you.
Yeah.
Well, too early. I mean, so that means that you took that and you invested in yourself. You invested in your growth. That's very important. That's very smart of you for doing that. So props to you for doing that.
That's what I've been told to do. I have a mentor, and she always says, like, investments in your business or yourself always come back, and it's always been true. So I keep doing it, and I don't mind spending all the ETH I have at any given time.
Step away from the
stumble.
Great timing.
I know, right? Okay, you have something that I do not possess, which is, bro, I've had a lot. You remember, do you have a VFriends 1, by the way?
No, I have a V2.
Okay. Well, dude, whenever there's a freaking question mark on your NFT, sell, because it's always going to be the all-time high. Like Gorill's Gang, one. So when you get the NFT, but it's not minted yet, right? So it's just the question mark. You're waiting for what your character is going to be.
Oh, but pre-reveal is what you're talking about.
Yeah, pre-reveal. Sell your NFTs pre-reveal. Always do it. You do not have the very, 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 very lucky cat. You got a freaking fucked bullfrog, and it's worth nothing. Okay, sell it pre-reveal.
Fucked bullfrog.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hear what you're saying though, for sure.
But I don't know how to sell. I cannot sell. It's like 20,000 ETH.
And he's a salesman. That's crazy.
It could go to 21,000. Oh man, and I can't do it. 20,000 ETH is too little for me. I only got like
you
a million% gains, right?
You gotta watch the chart. I think you gotta hit it when it's just really hot. I think. And
how do you know?
Super.
Because you watch the chart, it's almost always the same. It starts slow, pre-mint, it goes up, and then reveal. It's like,
right.
Always,
and then if something's actually going to happen and the community's good, then it'll go up.
Boom.
But usually it's pretty much like that. It's like this, it goes up, reveal, because everybody's like dumping the non-rares.
Offers on my VF2, 1.5 offers.
Why didn't you sell it?
Because it was pre-reveal, and I possibly had the very, very, very lucky black cat, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't. Yeah. Obvious.
I thought about it. I also minted one.
Yeah. Okay.
So he got the bullfrog.
Gary, that's your new freaking V friend, the fucked bullfrog. Okay.
Oh my god.
You guys tell that to him when he's here?
Yeah. Yeah, Gary, when you're here, I'm definitely gonna pitch the fuck bullfrog to you.
Oh my god, it's not even alliteration. I don't know who's gonna go for that.
Gotta be catchy.
Yeah.
We'll set the vibe.
The fucked frog, fine, whatever. Right?
What did you get though?
So I actually minted. I can't even talk shit. I minted the tremendous tiger sleeping pose, and I also minted the aspiring alpaca sleeping pose with the spray paint background. But I had a VFriend 1 legendary lemur, and I got an evolving pose legendary lemur. And then I also got an evolving pose focused falcon because I just bought that pre-reveal, paid way too much for it, but whatever. It's gonna be worth something.
They're all gonna be worth something, I think. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I love VFriends.
You got some too.
So
no,
next question. Oh, yeah,
you
no
have nothing in
NFTs.
your wallet, really?
Yeah, they don't have NFTs.
I'm not. I'm not
big?
into NFT crypto. I haven't done a whole lot in there yet.
You're just into VR and world building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I've been focusing on more.
You don't even.
But
have
I'm
a wallet?
going to. I do have a wallet. I have very little bit of ETH. I've looked into some NFTs that I've
something.
definitely.
Hell yeah, get him his first NFT. That's cool as hell.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of
It
NFTs.
like
there was one.
I don't know. We're not BFFs yet. That's a big gift, bro.
So I'm like a big
anymore,
fan
I
of.
sold
you sold them.
I'm a big fan of Hasbulla. You guys know who Hasbulla is?
No.
He's like
the little
Russian guy, but he's got he's older. Yeah.
He's got NFTs.
So
looks like
so he looks like a kid, but he's older. I think he's like 18 or 19 or something. But I follow him on Twitter, and he announced that he was releasing an NFT. So I got on the wallet real quick. I got a MetaMask and everything. Went on OpenSea, and I found some. I did research, and there were actually fake ones that I was finding. So when I found the real ones, they were a little more expensive, and I couldn't afford it. But
that happens.
He was one of the ones that I was gonna buy first, but it was in the middle of me moving and bad timing.
It happens. It happens. I understand. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get you one. You know.
Yeah,
I want to make one.
Yeah, you should. It's pretty easy. I'll show you how to make one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm gonna get own like 3 of them. That's it.
That's it. Oh well.
I just own like 3 NFTs.
Oh,
wow,
sorry.
3?
I said that he didn't know any. He owns 3. Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's the thing about me. Like, I've known about NFTs even before they started blowing up, but I never really bothered to like really like buy and invest in all that shit. I was like investing on other things.
They made her jump on the table.
Okay. It's not that kind of podcast.
Sorry.
That's at the end.
We do not have the poll here. Just kidding.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so I just own like 3 of them, even though like I've known of NFTs since the beginning. I know like a lot about it. I have CryptoKitty. I have this Bitcoin.
Is that one of the first ones?
Yeah, it is.
They're worthless though. They went with punks and not CryptoKitty. Jimmy Eath has a bunch of worthless CryptoKitties too. Sorry.
Yeah,
bro.
Wow.
They might be worthless now, but they will evolve.
Eventually.
I feel like they will evolve.
I agree.
It's one of those like
because they were one of the first
ones.
They're sleepers.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, one of those first sleepers. So I have that. I have one of them actually, and then I have like an animation of a Bitcoin, something similar. I don't know if that's really worth anything now.
Okay.
And
then I have a.
What was the brand? Do you know?
Fuck. I don't remember.
Why did you buy that?
Where? OpenSea.
Why?
Then why did I buy that? I think that one I was just like, oh, that's fucking cool. Fuck it. I'm gonna buy it.
It might be like Curie cards or something.
Probably like $200-300.
Oh, wow. Nice. Who knows? It could be worth something.
And I've seen it. I've seen it.
Up to
I'm not
400.
gonna lie though. I have seen it a couple months ago, and it was like at 1,800.
Wow.
Oh
wow.
shit. Okay, so that was a good deal.
But I'm still not sure about it though. I'm not 100% sure about it. Then besides that, then I got like this other one, which is like this crypto company did an NFT, also like an animation coin. And in this animation coin, it grants you access to be among the first crypto miners of that currency, kind of thing.
Oh, when does that
cool.
start?
That one, I know like
Like when can you start
sometime
mining?
this year. Sometime this
cool.
year, where it grants access either to start mining first or to obtain a little portion of those cryptos when they release it.
Like
So I was like, oh, that's cool, bam.
Oh
I
yeah,
went
let us
for it.
know. How much is that? How much was that?
That was fairly cheap. It was just like $40-something in the beginning.
Oh shit. Okay,
Wow.
so probably like in the 0.02, 0.0.
Yeah, 0.02, 0.03, probably around there. Around that time at least.
Depending
Because
on how much.
you know how it fluctuates is different.
Yeah, it's very different these days.
And then that's pretty much it.
Cool.
But I've definitely been like,
Yeah.
like I know about like a whole bunch of projects that I'm like want to get, like from the Bored Apes, from you know, like the V Friends. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. But I've always every time that I see something that has potential to blow up that I believe in, I'm like, fuck, it's the wrong time for me. It's the wrong fucking time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's hard to be ready for all these opportunities all the time.
Really, it
There's so
is,
many.
yeah.
And the
You
opportunity
just
I
can't buy
take
them all.
bites me.
What?
I'm like, this is the one. I'm jumping on the opportunity. I'm
Bull
ready.
frog
This is the
bitch in
Bored
the
Ape,
ass, huh?
and then it's like, yeah, this is
No.
worthless now, right?
Oh,
The ape
ouch.
coin.
No,
Oh,
not
ApeCoin?
the
No,
ApeCoin.
I didn't buy into
ApeCoin's
that.
not
No.
worthless. I bought ApeCoin at like $8. I'm gonna be fine with ApeCoin. I
What's it
think
now?
It's gonna go big. I don't even know.
It's
I haven't
down.
checked.
It's down.
I've
It's
been
like
just
$5
kind
or
of-
$4.
Yeah,
Everything is
I've been
down, though.
away
Everything,
from
though.
ApeCoin, crypto in general.
But ApeCoin, like, see, ApeCoin was one that I was like, yo, this is gonna be good. And I remember
Yeah.
like at $6 or something like that. It was like, this is
It was
it.
good
This is
at
gonna go
$6
crazy.
if you pulled out at 20. That would have
Yeah.
been great.
Yeah. And that's
But
the thing.
I
I
didn't
like.
have you, and you didn't tell me to cash out. So I thought it was going.
I
to
didn't buy
100.
ApeCoin.
But
so
I
wasn't
told
really
this
paying
guy I was gonna
attention.
go crazy, and he never listened to me. Right?
Yeah.
That's. I was
did go
literally. I had.
crazy.
You know, I had the
It
speculation.
did
I
go
was spot
crazy,
on.
yeah.
I was spot on. Actually, it's crazy. I was like, hey, ApeCoin is gonna be fire. Thing is gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up. It's gonna do great. And I said, I think it's gonna go up to like around like, what was it? I said $30 or $35 or something like that in like a month or two. And the next thing you know, from that $6-7 when I first said it, it capped at $27
Right.
in a month
Yeah,
or
that's
two.
what
I
I
don't
heard.
know.
So it did get close
So
to what
how'd
I
you-
was
How'd
saying.
you hit? Yeah. How'd you pull
I-
out?
But
hit-
I
I
was
made-
like,
I made
nah,
some.
to
Even.
100.
I made some, yeah, but not crazy because
Yeah.
I didn't go ham on it. If I would have invested ham on it, oof, I would have been like, yeah, yo, what's up, man? I'm like chilling right now.
Right.
Cancun,
I'm a hot
We don't
Mexico.
be on yachts.
I'm a hodler.
That's
all I can
I
do.
think I'm getting I think I'm getting summoned for dinner.
Okay.
Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh, ApeCoin. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get into ApeCoin. I'm sorry. I did get really lucky on the ENS, although I didn't pull my stuff out at the top. I should have, but I didn't. I thought it was gonna go up higher. And I think I've learned like through this is that every single time it's always when the news is most hyped on it that it's gonna be the highest. Like don't expect it to go
Yeah.
higher than that, like much higher anyway. Like that's usually the top or real close to it. So like, you know,
I
like
learned
had I
that-
sold right when an ENS was at the top, like because it was all on the news and trending on Twitter. Like trending on Twitter means something usually, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just happened so many times. Like the Doge thing, everyone's like, "Oh my god, Doge is gonna go high, like so high after
Yeah.
the SNL Elon Musk thing," and that
Right,
was the
right.
top. That was the literal
Yeah.
top. Halfway through the show, it started going down, and
Literally,
like
I
you
learned
know,
from that.
it was-
I learned from that.
I learned
shit
from
right
that
there.
too.
I learned that
I
was my first like mother.
Higher.
That's what I learned from.
Yep.
Literally 75 cents. I'm over here like, damn, I'm already up a lot, but that dollar, right? That dollar, that was that mission, right? Like, oh, when
Always
Elon
chase
comes
more.
on, it's gonna fucking hit that dollar, and then at that dollar, we're gonna fucking sell, blah blah blah. But he comes on the show. What is it? And what is it? SNL? Yeah, he comes on SNL.
Yeah.
And then tanked. 75 cents was the highest peak. I'm like, motherfucker, I should have sold. Orders. I would have made like 25K. Yo, man, I fucked up on that one. I learned from that.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right?
Yeah,
Fuck.
I mean, I did triple my money or quadruple on Doge, but I was still like expecting it to go higher on that SNL thing. So like everything that I had left in there, it was all house money, so I didn't feel that bad, right? Like I had already pulled out my initial investment, but like I still was like hoping it would go up, you know, and it didn't. I was like, oh, sad.
Forex gains are not good enough.
But I know, right?
Yeah, we're like,
but they are.
Okay.
But they are if later on it tanks and then there's no gains.
Exactly.
Facts.
Which is where we're at in a lot of places.
Yeah. That's me.
So you're lucky if you even break even.
Exactly. So anyway, be careful out there, everybody.
Careful. You want to ask her the questions, bro. So we have a game.
Yeah, so because I know you gotta get lunch here pretty soon.
Speaking of dinner.
So, speaking of dinner. So we actually got a little quick game related to that.
Okay.
So this is a little game that we do. Usually we ask, what was it again? Okay, so this is usually this little game that we do. It was a selection of 1 through 4, 1 being the best, 4 being the shittiest. So it has to do with pizza franchises. What is your number 1 to number 4 from Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesar?
Oh, gee. Okay, I guess I would go number 1 would be Pizza Hut. Number 2 would be...
Yes.
Probably Domino's, then Papa John's, then Little Caesars.
You blasphemous.
Maybe Papa John's.
She's a mora for sure.
What the hell, dude? Yeah,
they hate pizza.
Don't hate me.
Yeah,
I don't hate pizza.
Papa John's is the best. Papa John's is the best.
Is it?
Dude.
I don't know.
Okay.
Neo, I think you need to take every single
podcast
we've done and collect the scores for.
I just haven't had that one very much.
Pizza Hut
I just don't remember that one.
We need
Pizza
you
Hut
to buy
is like
all
the
the
is.
pizzas.
Yeah, pizza is what I think of most of the time when I think of like industrial pizza, or like the one that I am more familiar with. We used to get Pizza Hut after school in high school because it was close by. So that's just like. You know, like kind of like what you're used to type of thing.
Pizza Hut was my childhood too.
Yeah. But I prefer a homemade
you got perfect
pizza,
attendance in
honestly.
elementary. Yeah.
I just had homemade pizza 2 days ago, actually. My
DiGiorno?
my partner is like an Italian, and he makes dinner like most nights.
Oh yeah.
And the other night he made pizza, and he like rolls the dough and stuff on the counter, and
that's cool. I want you to cut the noodles before putting them in boiling water.
He doesn't do that. Yeah, that he doesn't.
He doesn't make pasta.
But, you know,
no, I mean, I
can't expect too much.
You break in the noodles before putting them in water.
Well, if you cook, that kind of pasta in front of an Italian, it's disrespectful.
Apparently,
you gotta make fresh pasta.
I'm just
exactly.
Yeah, and you let the water like make it, tender.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't make that much pasta, y'all, but. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You gotta have the right amount of oil and the right amount of salt.
I'm very lucky. No. Do your partners make food? Or you guys cook?
My partner makes food. A lot of food.
I don't have no partner.
Isn't it nice?
She's Japanese.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
She's Japanese, so she makes a lot of Japanese food.
Wow, that sounds great.
Which is cool. Have you ever made sushi? It's really freaking cool, dude.
I have, I've only done it with people. I've never done it like alone. Like it's always like an activity.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Type thing.
Yeah, it's a group activity type of thing. Not a
it's fun doing it as a group. Yeah.
If you're doing sushi by yourself, you're kind of weird.
Let's go get some.
Okay, I'm gonna. Be self-conscious next time I want to make sushi.
Yeah, you're very
what
lonely
if
if you
you
do
have
that.
allergies, man? You know, it's always
For
hard to
real.
cook at home for yourself. If you
Well,
have
that's
food
weird.
allergies, just saying.
Yeah, I don't eat out a lot. Do y'all
All right,
cook?
so
Well,
actually,
you know,
I
I'm
do.
a chef. I was
I
a
do
chef.
sometimes.
Not anymore.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
nice.
I do
Not anymore.
sometimes.
I cook at home, but that's it. I'm
I wonder if you
done
could do a cooking show
cooking
in
for
here.
restaurants and
You can.
Probably could. Yeah.
Does anyone have a kitchen
HGTV.
in their house? You guys have a house?
Buffy Buffers
You said
does
you
it.
have homes, right?
I have
Yeah.
a house.
yeah, there's a hibachi
We're
kitchen in
homeless,
here
bro.
too, where you can do tricks and flip the shrimp and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I actually live in my car. I'm
I
off
actually
of
live in
McDonald's
the
Wi-Fi
cardboard
right now,
box on the road, so
right next to McDonald's.
Wow.
It's free Wi-Fi.
You have good internet for being in the cardboard box.
Shit, I live in a
Jeez.
film studio.
That's sweet.
I'm next to McDonald's.
Oh,
I'm using their Wi-Fi. Don't tell them.
it's very
Oh
resourceful.
shit! What the hell? My bad.
Whoa,
Oh, what happened?
But yeah, so you said
just ran right
Domino's
through
number
here.
1. I mean, Pizza
No,
Hut
Pizza
number
Hut.
1.
Pizza Hut.
Domino's number
Oh,
2.
don't even.
Papa John's 3, and Little Caesars 4.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
I would agree with that. That was my pick. Actually,
I'm glad we're.
That
I'm
was
glad
your
we
exact
agree,
pick.
Steve.
that was my exact
It's not
pick.
bad.
yeah.
It's not bad.
You know,
Well,
they're all
I'm
okay.
sure this is
though.
the time where we got to start wrapping it up because I know she got to
How
go
did
eat
you like
dinner.
this though? How was this podcast?
Oh, this was great. I loved it. Yeah, thank you for having me. I hope we can do this again. I have a couple other friends who are in VR, so maybe we could do like a big round table.
Yeah,
see how
and
that
that was
looks for
another
Steve's
thing.
here.
Oh, I have to before you wrap up. I'm sorry. We
Yeah,
are
what?
staying.
No.
You are starving. Okay.
What? Why?
You chilled with Chuck motherfucking Liddell
Oh,
at
yeah.
VCon.
How
Okay.
you gonna forget that shit and
is
bring it in the last
freaking
minute, man?
Amazing,
Oh, that's hilarious.
dude. Tell me about this, man. That's dope. Shout out Chuck Liddell.
Okay.
Iceman,
Yeah, shout
love
out.
you.
It was really random. My friend Tracy Lee introduced me to him. She used to be a UFC photographer, like ringside photographer. She's still a photographer, NFT artist, leader in the space. So I was roommates with her. So we were rolling around everywhere together. And we just hung out with him one night, and we were just hanging out in the lobby of his hotel with a few other people. And yeah, he was really nice, super nice to everybody. Then we all went to this really cool mansion after party that was like 30 minutes away, which
I
was kind
saw
of like,
that.
right. And we were like, oh, should we go? Should we not? We ended up all going, and it was pretty fun. They had no alcohol, because I guess after 6 p.m. they don't sell alcohol there in that town in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
And so they just, they
That's
didn't
depressing.
get any in time. So anyway, I don't drink much, so I was still having a good time, but it was just
Must have been on a
something to know.
Sunday.
It was like a dry party.
Yeah, it didn't
but-
get crazy.
It didn't get crazy. It was probably for the best. It was so late, and then the next morning, we got to have breakfast. My friend was like, oh, you want to go to breakfast? Chuck wants to talk about some NFT stuff. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come, and then we ended up hanging out and had dinner as well. And we went to the Mall of America and got some stuff,
saw
walked
that, too.
around.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, with Chuck.
I got some Legos for my son.
Yeah, with
And then
Chuck.
we,
We let
What?
Chuck
That
know.
is awesome.
We just say
yeah,
what
we,
up,
we
Chuck.
wrapped.
What up?
Yeah, we wrapped it up. Ended up having dinner with him too, and then they dropped me off at the airport actually, which was pretty freaking sweet.
Could you get him on this podcast?
That is crazy.
It was a
Since you guys-
wild day.
Since you guys are best
Super
friends
nice
now,
people.
Yeah,
Pretty much
right?
best
Like, I'll
friends,
get him an
yes.
Oculus if he wants to come on this podcast.
right? Yeah, you give him that
I'll
one. He's just
suggest
gonna
it.
look
I'll
like that
see.
though. He's gonna have to
Yeah.
look
Okay.
like that.
Cool. Yeah. No, that I don't know if he's in VR. I don't know if he's tried VR. Maybe he might be into it. You never know.
That would
That'd
be
fun.
funny. That would
He's
be like
super
Chuck
nice,
Liddell in VR. That's because you see this character and that's not him, right? I'm sure
Mhm.
he's an actor. So
Yeah.
meeting the true Chuck Liddell is like, whoa, it's crazy. It's probably not what we expect. He's probably just a normal guy.
I did not know what to expect whatsoever, to be honest. Like, I
feel like he
don't
was just
know
gonna punch
pretty
you.
much anything about UFC. Like, I know who John Cena is, and that's about it. So, like, I
take a chair and
had
just bash
no,
over
I had
you,
no like
like-
frame of
It's not
reference.
WWE,
Like,
it's UFC.
you know, he was just a really cool guy who, you know, like,
That is
obviously
awesome.
very into
Yeah,
fighting
he's-
and being
motherfucker.
fit.
He's human.
So.
He's just.
But
Yeah,
you know
he's
what
a
was
guy.
really cool? My favorite part was like when we first kind of met, and at the end of the night, kind of people were taking photos of him. I was like, man, I kind of want to take a photo, but I feel like it's got to be like something really cool. And all the guys were getting, you know, like photos with him like choking them out. And I was like,
yeah.
okay, I want to do it, but like I want to choke you out. And he's like, oh, that's cool. And he was like super game to do it. You can see the
Yeah.
photo on my Instagram, but that was like, it
Was he
really
like,
cool.
here's the handcuffs?
He kneeled down. I was like, all right, do it like this. It's really funny.
We gotta
that's
take him
cute.
to Locked. That's for sure.
What's that?
Oh man.
Oh, nothing.
Locked
Nothing.
It's a
is
secret.
secret
Nothing.
world.
You'll see
Okay.
There's
it.
secret world. So there's
We'll
an
take you.
underground there's an underground like atmosphere here.
Oh, the upside down.
Like a red light
Upside down.
district.
Yeah.
We have a red light district.
oh,
yeah.
Horizon
that's a
Worlds.
different upside down. Got it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You end up upside
Cool.
down. Yeah, is what happens.
Yeah, maybe you
Yeah.
guys could, you know, show him around. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he might like it. That sounds cool.
Sure. Probably would. I think he definitely probably would.
There's spaces like that in alt space too, or it's like
Yeah.
galleries.
They all have it.
specifically for
VR chat,
course.
all of them.
Mm.
yeah.
Well, VR chat's a lot more open about that kind of stuff. You know?
Yeah, they're like,
They
yeah,
ban
fuck it,
worlds.
we're rated R in here.
Yeah, and
Rated
here
R,
they
Rated
don't
R,
Pornhub.
actually
ban 'em.
unpublish them.
Really? Ban them
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
or in
Yeah.
oh if it's just like too over the line.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
out of like the, you know, what it's called.
Guidelines.
The
Terms of
guidelines.
service.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
people don't
more
care
you
about that, though.
know.
People don't
The
care
more
about
you know.
that shit.
Got it. Of course not. All right.
That's
Well,
great.
you guys got any more questions before I hop off?
No, that's pretty much it. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
I
it
think
so
that was
far. I know.
dope. And we didn't really want to ask you questions. We just wanted to have a conversation. And again, I hope you enjoyed the conversation that we had. It was fun for
that
us.
was awesome.
I feel like this went really smooth. And it was a long time coming. It was so nice meeting you at VCon. Having you agree to do this is pretty dope. You're going to go major places. So I'm really happy that we get to build a relationship with you now that you're a rookie. It was funny. Gary Vee called this. He said, like, the main stage is cool, but like, I'm setting up VCon so you meet people who are up and coming right now.
Mhm.
And when they blow up, you're going to be connected to them. He even said that. And like,
Oh, really?
that's been my whole VCon experience. It's meeting up and
Mm.
coming people with cool ideas that are passionate about it, that are going to become revolutionary in the world, right? Like, same with this
That's the game-
podcast.
that's the plan.
Like,
Yeah.
this is all happening. Anything you guys
Yeah.
want to say?
No, it was a pleasure meeting you. Like I said, when you come to Vegas, let me know. I'm definitely gonna be there. Definitely.
Yes. Maybe in July. Just stay tuned.
Whenever.
And also, you know, if you hear of anyone doing an event, like share my page with them. My press kit's in my link
Oh,
tree.
for
It's
sure.
got all the info there. So I'm always looking.
I
for
know a
more,
lot of that happens
Twitter.
here in Miami.
Yeah. At Miami, I've performed there 4 times now. So
Do you
that's definitely
remember
a hotspot.
where the event was gonna be here in Vegas?
Ooh, no, I'm sorry. I would
Mm.
have to look. But I can look it up. If you send me a Twitter or Instagram message, remind me, and I'll send you the Eventbrite.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
Well,
was cool.
it's been a
I would have
pleasure.
gone if I could have.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. It was fun.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
been
well
a
worth it.
pleasure. It's been an honor. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. Thank you to coming to the 1Verse, the #1 podcast in the Metaverse. Blessings, love. Any message you want to say to the viewers? Positive message you want to leave them with?
I'd say, yeah, just go for it. Whatever ideas you have, whatever plans you think are too big or too crazy, just share it, and just take action, because you never know. It might just actually come true.
That's cool.
There you go.
Love it. Beautiful.
There you go. Sarai.
Why do you say
Nice
it
to
like
meet
that?
y'all.
Sarai.
Yeah, let's
There
have
you
Big
go.
Sack.
Pleasure to
say
meet
it,
you.
yeah.
Sarai Mora.
And remember, everybody,
Sarai
we
Mora.
are 1Verse, where we're all one in the Metaverse.
In the Metaverse. That's a wrap.
Ooh, my headset
Wow,
power is very low.
fun.
Perfect timing.